So when might we actually cover a pre-existing condition? Well, there are some scenarios where you can't know the thing that might have already been going wrong, even if you do all of your due diligence. And that's partly why we even have the ability to cover some pre-existing conditions and even talk about it in our warranty booklet, which is where everything is outlined. So the test that Old Republic uses for whether or not we would cover something that may actually be pre-existing are two things. One is a simple visual test, and two is a simple mechanical test. This also is predicated on the understanding that this condition has to be unknown to all of the different parties. So the sellers, the buyers, both agents, and an inspector if you have one. So a good example of this might be a pipe leak in a wall. Maybe it was leaking before closing, but a home inspection isn't going to open up a wall to check out all of the plumbing. A home inspection can only test and assess the things that it can see. So if there's a plumbing leak inside of something or potentially in the ground, then that might actually be covered under our plan. The simple and visual mechanical test qualifications would be something, say, an AC unit that's outside that looks like it was backed into by a dump truck and has vines growing out of it. That's going to be considered pre-existing because obviously it hasn't worked in a while and there's damage. Another example would be plumbing parts that are not even connected, or an appliance that's not connected, or plugged in, or wasn't tested because it wasn't plugged in, because you could easily plug it in and turn it on and see if it works. That would be the simple mechanical and visual test. So if there's visible damage or parts missing, that's going to be considered pre-existing condition and not something that our warranty is going to rectify. If, however, you turn on the dishwasher and it powers up and it seems to be working, that's a simple visual and mechanical test. If the microwave spins, if the air compressor on the AC unit turns and blows and all of the parts seem to be intact and in place, you have done your due diligence with the information that you have as a non-HVAC technician to know that it is kind of working. So in those cases, if a simple visual and mechanical test seems to indicate that a system or appliance is actually working when the coverage goes in place, whether that's listing coverage or buyer's coverage, then the likelihood is that we would actually cover the repair or replacement cost of that item. I can never promise with 100% certainty that something ahead of time would be covered, because you just need the technician on site diagnosing the specific problem at that time to know and verify with the authorization department at Old Republic if that is covered under the plan or not covered under the plan. But the best that we can do prior to that happening is to look through your warranty booklet and go through all of the different systems here, which tell you exactly what's covered and what's not covered, and then always come back to the simple visual and mechanical test if you're not having a home inspection to tell you otherwise. But things that come up during a home inspection are considered pre-existing until you have a receipt of repair that gets submitted to us. So let me know if you have any questions. And as always, thank you for tuning in and have a great day.